What's good, cuz? It's really fun to play Minecraft, but it also gets boring really quick, and you need to keep finding a way to somehow make it non-boring. And one of the worst ways to play Minecraft is actually to just um, you know, just make progress, beat the Ender Dragon, and call it a day. Anyway, what I was saying was, oh, I didn't even start. So let's talk about society. Society is dog shit, and even though it's like just people, it's it's so bad. Like, I actually feel so shit when someone says how they aren't doing something because they're afraid of how people will respond or react to what they're doing. And it's like, in some cases, yeah, that's a good thing, but sometimes it's just because of unnecessary judgments and stuff, which you shouldn't really care about. Like, genuinely, there's no point in caring about what others think because they don't really care about you as much as they do about themselves and their perceptions. So it's like, it's just trying to make everyone happy, knowing full well that you just can't make everyone happy. That's one thing everyone needs to learn, that you are never going to make everyone happy, and you just need to know who you want to make happy and actually just focus on those people. Because once you try to make everyone happy, you're gonna do a few things for people who don't deserve it, people who just shouldn't have the things that you're giving. And that's gonna result in someone you actually love, someone who's actually worth it, just feeling bad, or it's gonna affect them in some way or the other, and you're just gonna mess up something beautiful just because were um, you were um, too focused on making everyone happy. And these so-called people called people pleasers are really exhausting. you know I've been a people pleaser once, and it was dog shit. Like, we are so upset with who we are as people, whether it be subconsciously, unconsciously, consciously, whatever it is. People pleasers are so insecure and upset about themselves that they feel the need to satisfy everyone else to actually feel like they're worth something. And you can deny it and you can say how all of this is just bullshit, but it's just, I was one, so I know how it works. And it really takes a while to recognize that you are actually a people pleaser. It's not like you just suddenly realize, yeah, oh, I've been doing this and I actually have no value for myself because I'm not a person I would want to be. And to feel like I'm a good person, to feel like I'm actually worth something, I try to just make all these people happy. But while making these people happy, I forget to prioritize, and then I keep messing up. And then slowly, as you keep messing up, that perception that you were doing something right goes away. And you, instead of pointing out the fault in your behavior, you will just think that you are a shit person even more, and then you go and try to be happy, and like, by just making others happy, repeating the same cycle over and over again. And some people are just too dumb to recognize that. Like, some people are so dumb that they will never recognize that, and they will live their life the same way no matter how much someone tries to convince them that it's the wrong way to live. They just blame it on habits, they blame it on this shit. But at the end of the day, society doesn't matter. What people think of you doesn't matter. What you think of yourself only matters. Now, the main thing is, what people think of you is important in an extreme case, right? Because if tons of people are against what you're doing, like, and the people who are against what you're doing, so like, if the number of people who are against what you're doing greatly outweighs the number of people that think you're doing something right, then maybe you're not doing something right. But again, that comes under self awareness, and you have to analyze and, just be resourceful, be intellectual, and be open to understanding what other people's views are. Just don't let them judge your actions. You can listen to other people and you can act accordingly, but don't just act on something because someone else told you to. That then comes under superstition to some extent. I mean, isn't that kind of just being dependent on other people? And once you're dependent on someone else to decide what you do, then your life isn't yours anymore. And I feel like if you are giving your power, like giving someone else power over your life, then that person better not use it in a condescending manner, or a manner which is going to harm you. And if you have done that, then fix it. I've learned this thing, that familiarity goes away relatively quickly than the pain does. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have given someone the power, like a bunch of people, a group of people, to control your life decisions, and you're not happy with it, then sticking with them just because you know them, just because it's familiar, is the wrong thing to do. Because if you just choose to move on from them, if you just choose to cut these people off, doesn't matter what they did for you. Once someone switches up, they've switched up. And sometimes when a person switches up on you, it's not like they switched up. It was just like they were always that way. They just decided to show you right now because they didn't want to show you their true colors when you were giving them attention, when you were making them feel good. And it's the same with all sections of society. You are not loved unconditionally unless you are a kid, or a spouse, or if you are just a pet. Otherwise, it's all with conditions. What value do you provide to me? That's what's important. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Because if you say, why not love your friends unconditionally? What if your friend just decides to become a terrorist, bro? Like, what? It's a different thing if it's your kid, because you are ultimately like a huge factor to what the kid decides to do. So of course you'll love him no matter what, because he is basically a fruit from the tree that is you. And a pet is just a pet, bro. Like, what's the worst this thing can do? Your spouse, on the other hand, is complicated, and that's why divorces happen, and people are unhappy in marriages and stuff. But focusing on society, it's stupid to let others govern your behavior. These people who you haven't even met, who you know are not better than you, because you're never going to see a hater doing better than you, right? And it's like, let's say, actually I have no good analogy. It's just, yeah, people are stupid, and nobody is smarter than you, like on like a massive scale, to just control what you're doing just by their words. You just let their words affect you so much. That's on you then, because then it's not about society, it's about you. Because people are always going to be yapping stuff. I'm always going to be yapping stuff. I'm always going to be throwing shade, and so are other people. Everyone's going to be throwing shade. Everyone's going to be dissatisfied with something. You can't make everyone happy, so you better just make those happy who actually matter to you, who actually care about you, who actually love you. And once you stop including everyone being happy in your life, like once you stop caring about how other people are happy, because everyone has their own life. And uh, I'm sorry if this hurts, but just you isn't enough to make anyone happy unless they are like truly a loved one. So anything you do, it might give a relief to people, it might stop them from insulting you, but it's never gonna satisfy them wholly. So it's better to just not, you know, give a shit what other people think of you, because ultimately it's not going to be those people who suffer, it's going to be you. And I wouldn't want any of you to suffer just because you cared what other people thought and what opinions they had, and let that just control your life for no reason. Let people control you, but the people that control you, and I'm not saying control you on a massive scale, just let them dictate your actions to some extent. But these people need to actually be loved ones, not just randos who are just yapping for no reason. Anyway, that's the end of my TED talk. Peace.